How
Another
you doing,
one.
man? Another one.
Another one.
2 in the same week, bro.
go.
So is this your first time doing 2 episodes in the same week?
Yeah, feels weird.
It is weird.
I feel like I have nothing to talk about.
Yes,
but-
literally. So we're skipping the win of the week this week because we already did one 2 days ago. Thank you to everyone's been showing love on Instagram. Our clips have been going absolutely crazy with the fishback episode. I thought we were going to get a lot more hate from that. Surprisingly, we didn't. So thank you everyone for supporting us on that because we were kind of worried about the controversy, but I think people understand that like we're just trying to hear a different point of view, kind of.
It goes to show that we got like our own audience. I felt like I was the more worrisome out of the three of us, just like going into it. As I don't know if I just think that way, and I'm just like mentally, just anxiety.
No, it's just good PR.
Walking anxiety.
It's really just good PR. Like that is a very tricky episode. Like there are certain guests where you get them on here and there's like no risk involved. Like you guys aren't going to talk about anything controversial. Like they're not going to make anyone mad. But then there are specific guests. Like we've had, it's not just with Fishback. There's been like tons of guests where you don't want to agree with every single thing they say, whether you do or don't. And I feel like with Fishback, we did a good job of being neutral. We do actually like, agree with some of the things that he was saying, which was kind of nice. Like we are on the same page with some stuff, but then we're also able to hear like a different point of view. Nonetheless, shout out to everyone that's shown love with that episode. That's been 2 weeks from the time that this episode comes out, but I love that shirt.
Thanks, man.
The TPC players shirt.
I had a blast. We were just talking, I think last time, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go. I'm day 2 already.
Yeah. Yeah. So 3 days ago, we recorded a pod. You said, I don't think I'm going to do TPC this year. And then the next day you go to TPC. And then today you went to TPC.
Got to.
Was there really a shooting out there today?
Crazy, because me and my buddy went out there at like 8:30 and there was traffic. I kid you not. It's that Walgreens right on the corner where the like main parking area was. And I was wondering why it was so backed up. I don't know what happened.
What was the line like to get inside the place?
It's not bad. They've got like 6 entrances.
Okay.
I think the way that I went in on Thursday was the total opposite side, but I heard this morning that at 7:30 gates were supposed to open and it got backed up to 9 because of the shooting and everything. I think the dude or the guy the guy literally went on grounds. So they had to back up the opening of the gates because apparently he went on grounds after the shooting.
That's crazy, bro.
So I hope everything's good.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it was because they kept the game. Everyone kept playing and everything, so it was fun. Kind of sketchy though. You would feel like an event that's got that much security would be kind of more locked down. But with golf tournaments, bro, it's such a big like open area.
I can't lie. I did have ticket issues this morning, and I sat there with my buddy, and I was just like, we could just book it. Like, I'm burning, Bethy right here.
Oh, yeah.
And like, they are not catching me. I'll tell you straight up. But
well, have you ever been like? There's been times where like I've known people that have lived in Sawgrass or whatever. Like you'll just be cruising through, and like you could just like walk between someone's yard and like go to. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of the way it's set up. Like there is space or whatever, but like you've played at like the yards, like we've done things. I'm like, Sawgrass is right there. Like you could just like jump over and go to it. I'm sure they have it more locked down. Like on, I mean, a lot of people that are coming from out of town, they're just going in through the main gate. They don't even think about it. But like locals, like I've driven all through Sawgrass before. Like it just seems like it's more accessible than what you would think. Yeah, than what it should be. Literally.
I did have like really good parking today, and found like a back entrance, which is funny because it was definitely the back entrance where the porta potty draining guy was, so it smelled like fucking shit when I walked up.
No way.
But it was like it made me feel a little bit better because that's one thing is I went to Rolling Loud like 7 years ago, the big one, and there was that false alarm active shooter.
Oh, that's right.
And like I'm still to this day like my brain just thinks of where's the exit, like how do I get out of places like this, and when I see back entrances and all these like little security kind of checkpoints and stuff, makes me as like a concert goer or an event goer like a little bit
makes you feel safe.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Because that's something you can't play around with. Like one, just large amounts of people, but two, just that one single person that could be strapped or whatever it may be. I'm a big fan of like making sure that I know where my surroundings are, where security is, and if there's a lack of, like
100%,
kind of already keeping that on, my head
just
on swivel in a way.
Yeah, keep it in the back of your mind. Like, where this spot is. It makes you feel safer. Like, I do that too. Like, whenever we went to festivals and stuff, like, I think the same way. One thing that this is kind of random, but you sent me a video from when you went 2 days ago or something. And if I was a pro golfer, bro, I would just love having that, like, super high quality bag. like some of those golf bags, bro, are so badass. Like the DeWalt one, like obviously if we could choose, like we're going
I'm
Milwaukee.
a Milwaukee guy.
Same, I'm the same way. But dude, even if it's Ryobi, like that bag is so fucking tough.
The real leather.
Yeah, and like even like I kind of was able to look at like their club setup, and like obviously all these guys are sponsored, like they have to play these certain clubs. But I'm like, that's a $5,000 bag. You know what I mean? Like that's what like the most elite golf bag can look like. And like our golf bags are so, I mean, yours is actually pretty nice, but my golf bag is so mid. I have like a Publix bag, like like holding my fucking golf balls. Like
one thing you'll notice though about those bags is those are like they're supposed to be carried. Our bags probably more so are for the golf cart and stuff. So they make those big bags that stand upright, but are more so for like carrying rather than just putting on a golf cart. So it's kind of interesting, but shout out, what's his name, Tony Finau, and shout out Jason Day. They were dripping. Like their outfits this weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw
like,
Jason Day.
Jason Day's always, I mean, he's got the Malbon collab. Like,
yeah,
that's a given. But Tony Finau, like, I think he's got the Nike sponsor, and they dressed him. He was looking good.
That's right. He does have a Nike sponsor. That's badass, bro.
He's always been the one that has the I play what are they, the low Jordan 1s. So he plays the golf version of those, and there's not a lot of golfers that do that. They're more the, traditional vintage style. Like,
yeah. He's
one of them that actually likes the, Jordan versions, and I've always kind of kept an eye out, and I love a family, man. That's what Jason Day is my number one golfer. I love Jason Day.
I like Justin Thomas, man.
Really?
Justin Thomas, just because he went to Bama, and like the first year that I was like went to TPC and like actually followed a golfer, me and my dad, not really followed, but like, we kind of, stuck around with one golfer. Yep. It was Justin Thomas, and he actually passed by me like one time where I was just standing there and I was like, "Roll Tide, Justin." He kind of looked over, he's like, "Roll Tide," and like,
it'll make you remember it all.
Yeah, exactly. I just like started fuck with him from that point on, and then he won the Players like 2 or 3 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm. He's playing really good right now too. I think he's on top of the leaderboard.
So I've been a big fan of Justin Thomas for a while, but like I like what you're saying too. Like a family man golfer is just.
And same with Tony Finau. That's how I feel. It's like I love when they're. Jason Day's more so his family's on the back end, like, but he does the lads golf, which is like an Australian like group of guys that are just like, it's kind of like us guys just fucking around on the golf course. But Tony's wife actually is big on TikTok and stuff, and she's always like posting TikTok trends and stuff of like,
I've seen that.
Nike sponsors the family. So the whole family has like matching, not like matching, but they all have like rotations of fits that the family has for every golf tournament, which I find is super
I saw
cool.
them go, they went to the last tournament, I think the Arnold Palmer or whatever with him. And it was just like I actually came across like her page before I came across Tony Finau's page. And I was like, oh damn, his wife's got motion on TikTok, which is like funny. But I mean, shit, good for them. I think Tony Finau, he's a great golfer as well. Like, yeah, there's definitely a bunch of guys. I saw you saw Scotty Scheffler out there, which would be kind of cool.
I followed him today. It was kind of cool because I went fairly early, and there's not a lot of, I don't know if you know this, but whoever's leading plays last.
Yeah.
So Scotty actually started to even today, I want to say, but he's bogeyless, had a 5 under, and he had a really good day. But I watched him and Siwoo Kim, and that was just, it's fun being in a crowd that's with that's following. I've never done that before, actually gone on a course and like followed somebody. And so we followed him for about the front nine, I believe. And it was lit because it was just like large crowds of people. And then people were like kind of rushing to the next spot just to get, close on the ropes and stuff like that. But I think it was hole 6 today that they got held back, and Siwoo Kim, and I don't know if this was like actually true or not. That's the funny thing about TikTok and Instagram, but I think the hole that I pulled up and started watching them on, Korean guy like ripped a dart, went and pissed in the bushes while the crowd group ahead of him, they were playing too slow, so they I guess he was like waiting around, so he went and ripped a dart in the bushes and pissed in the bushes like
That's
with
so
that
funny.
huge crowd. I was like, okay, like shut up.
I mean, dude, when you're the superstar there, you can do whatever you want. I mean, think about the John Daly days, bro. God. He'd smoke a whole pack throughout the round, bro. And yeah, he was a
Jack
dude.
Daniels.
Dude, I would love to have seen him golf, bro. Like, just follow him for the day. Like, that would be a party, bro. You'd have
he's
to
in at 500 yards. Feels like God. I'll never forget the PGA or Tiger Woods days when Xbox had that game, and I remember I was always picking up John Daly because he could hit it so far.
Yeah, God, I would love to play that game nowadays, bro. Imagine having like Jordan Spieth or someone like elite out there that can That'd just, awesome. Or who's a Bryson DeChambeau that can crush it, bro. But yeah, we'll get. I honestly just like watching the players makes you want to get out there and play around ourselves. So we've got some stuff lined up. We're gonna do a couple collabs with some big creators in Jacksonville and play some golf matches. So I don't know if it'll be like a podcast thing or if it'll be more of a personal page type of thing, but you guys just follow along. Very excited for today's episode. We're kind of doing something different this week. We are doing like a barter kind of trade for trade type of thing. Today's guest is a really well-known like badass photographer, and we told him like, hey, if you want to come do a podcast episode, we would love to trade for like a photo shoot or something. So this is our first ever like legit photo shoot that we're doing for the podcast, so I'm definitely super pumped on that. But yeah, do you have anything else, brother?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our boy, Kris Baldwin. How you doing, brother?
Yo, hey, y'all already know it's a great day to be great. If y'all ain't smart today, go ahead and smart.
There we go. I like this energy already, bro.
Got me? Yeah. There we go. I'm on.
What, can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. We're there. We're all here.
Hate to take it away.
Pleasure having you in the studio today,
Yes,
man.
sir. I appreciate it, man.
I like the fit as well.
Listen,
Hold up, dripping. So how old are you, man? Let's be honest.
I'm 19. I was born in 2007.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Bro, I feel like such a boomer right now. Because, yeah, I've seen your work, dude, and it seems like you've had years and years and years of experience with this, bro. Your work is incredible. And I don't even remember if I reached out to you or you reached out to me, but either way, I was like, hey, if you come through for a podcast, we got to do some kind of photo shoot with it, bro,
Yes,
because
sir.
you're so talented with it.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into it, bro. How did you get started, like, being a creative and just get into that lane anyway?
Really, it started when I was in middle school. I was in yearbook, so I was kind of like around cameras and stuff like that. And then I had an extra credit assignment. It was like, if you come take photos at a volleyball game, you can get extra credit. So I was like, okay. I was a little good kid, student, so I was like, all right, cool. Then being in yearbook, we did like a college workshop at UNF. They taught me about like the basics of photos and stuff like that. And I just carried that knowledge into high school. Started doing high school photography, capturing moments and stuff like that, and it just kind of I could go on forever about like the whole story, but that's the basics of it.
Hell yeah, bro. And so
I feel like it always takes like a class or like something at school to kind of like prompt that passion for something, because I had the same thing happen, like a photography and like a computer class that like got me into like wanting to program and stuff like that, and like it takes that one class that like kind of prompts the passion. It's just cool.
Yeah, and it's super different for me because like I got the seed from there, but that's not why like I did it.
Yeah,
like once I got to high school, that's when I really got the reps in. So I really got a couple of experiences in middle school, but once I got to high school, like end of freshman year when I got my first camera, that's really where it all came from.
Where did you see it kind of spark? Like, were you more of like a music video type of videographer or whatever? Or were you taking like, because you see some people like they'll get in the lane, they'll immediately jump into making music videos for people, and at first they're all trash. Like whenever, like most people, I mean, for us too, like we used to make videos for our clothing brand, bro, and like looking back, I can't even watch them, dude. It's just like I'm like, you just didn't know shit about anything. You just knew like split and cut and take out this part and kind of make it for them. But your shit's incredible, dude. Down to the lighting and everything, it's like very professional. So I applaud you, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. And just to go back to your question, I never really wanted to go the music video route. I've had some experiences with working with some pretty big artists. But I don't know, like getting started with photo, that was really my main passion, my main drive. My first ever studio shoot was with John Gabbana. So it was
no way.
So it was like, okay, all right, this is how we started.
That's crazy.
So
how did that connection happen?
So there's a guy named Film Rat in Jacksonville. He has a studio called Black Diamond Studios. Shout out Black Diamond. If y'all haven't booked, go ahead and book. But yeah, he started up his own studio. We connected and he was like, hey, I got him coming through. He said he needed a photographer. Like, this would be a cool opportunity. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, this is my first time in the studio. I was like, bro. But it was cool. I crushed it. He liked the photos. And then, we just kind of kicked it from there.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm a cool kind of guy, so, like,
For
you
sure.
couldn't really tell. But in my head, I'm like, am I messing this up? But I was like, nah.
What's going on here? You know what I mean? He's an interesting character. Like, that's a crazy one to do for your first time because, like, I mean, I'm sure, how long ago was that? I mean, he's probably just getting into music, right? He went through a ton of crazy shit.
2022-ish.
For those that don't know who we're talking about or they're not from Jacksonville, that's Boon Gang.
Yeah.
You've seen the videos, but I know he doesn't like talking about it too much anymore, but just to give some pretense. But he's super, super like high level dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a cool one to have for your
What
first
a way
one.
to like turn your life around though. Like shout out to him. I know he doesn't even want to be called Boom King, so I know.
Oh, I know.
We just said that. I don't think he wants to go by that, but still, like a turnaround like that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and he's still
I'd
like
love to have him on the pod.
Oh my God,
That'd
dude!
be
I have
crazy.
so many questions, like in a good way. Like he's done the full 180, like you said. Like he went from being like going viral for doing a ton of negative shit to then going viral for like pushing Christianity and a ton of positive things too, which is super dope, man.
Yeah.
It's funny because once you start off with someone that high level, do you almost feel like then you get the itch even more? You're like, okay, I want someone bigger. I want someone, but you know what I mean? Like I can do this. Apparently it works, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like I got him, and then I found myself in the room with Rich Homie Quan, Finesse 2 times, Fredo Bang.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay. But
Yeah.
then I started to see like how these individuals are, like not to say that any of them were bad, but just like the type of things that come with moving in that realm. And I was just kind of like, all right, like let me kind of peel back, because I was doing interviews, I was doing behind the scenes, and people started to expect it. So I'm like, that's not really what I want to be known for. So
True.
I led off with the celebrity stuff. Like the last big thing I did that went super viral was the Keisha Cole video.
Yeah.
So that one did like 1.5 million on YouTube, 500K on Instagram. But after that, like I kick it with Lil Duval, but outside of that, it's, you know.
Yeah, Lil Duval's good people too, man. I love what he's doing for the city. Was it kind of difficult? Because you mentioned you kind of got the itch for it in high school. Was it difficult to balance like the classes along with trying to like pursue your passion?
Nah, not really, because going to the school I was at, it was already pretty rigorous. And then like I was already kind of like an AB honor roll type of kid.
Okay.
So it'll be weeks, literally like it's a Monday night. I go to school. And that night I'm at the stadium with Fred Taylor and them, and then the next day I'm leaving my school going to another school to do photos for football. So it was just like, if I wanted to do it, I knew I had to do it at the highest level. So I kind of made that standard for myself.
How was it like meeting Fred Taylor?
It was super cool, but I don't know, I just got super numb to meeting people really early. Like I never was like the type to, oh my God, like the only person I did that for was Jid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, I would
That'd be
probably
tight.
dude, that would be
Like I
tight.
just dropped a video on it and I was sick. Like I was like coming over like a flu. So like we drove from Jax to Orlando to Hard Rock, and I'm like, I see him. I'm like, that's really my favorite rapper. So like I'm going over to him. I got my merchandise in my hand, and I like see his cameraman. And I'm like, yo, like, can I give us some merch? And he was like, like we ought to see it. So I was like, yo, and then he came over. I'm like, boom. He was like, he flashed it on his face. I
That's
was like,
crazy.
dang.
That's dope.
But like outside of that, I really like meeting celebs. Like I try to be like as personable as possible. Like I just my birthday passed, right? I just kicked it with Big X the Plug.
No
Like,
way.
He was where I was at, and I was just like, like, what's up?
It's got to be cool though being in rooms with those people. You know what I mean? Like it kind of gives you that feeling of like not necessarily you made it, but you're at least there. You're
Yeah.
on the right
Yeah,
path.
yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah, Big X the Plug is a cool one, dude.
Bro,
like,
he sounds exactly like how he sounds to me.
does he really?
Yeah. Like-
Super deep voice.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he's a walking meme. Like anything that dude says, like just because his voice is so unique, like he can say anything and it'll be funny. You
Yeah.
know? What do you think has been the most difficult part of like trying to make this photography thing your job? I mean, it seems like for you it came pretty natural, but I'm sure there's got to be some parts where it was like a little difficult in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the hardest thing to balance was understanding that there's a business portion. Because like in any field, there's people who've mastered the skills and there's people who's mastered the business. And I was occurring where like I was running into a lot of situations where I was like, wow, like I have a lot of skills, but I'm not meeting like my expectations. So I really had to just take a step back and look at the market and understand, oh, there are things I don't understand about LLCs and about like how to do client inquiries, how to generate leads, how to close sales, how to do things of that nature. So figuring that whole thing out took a minute, but after that, like just getting myself in the rooms that I wanted to be in, and then, you know, just making it happen.
Yeah, well, that's so funny. We struggled with the same thing with this pod, dude. We did hundreds, or no, I mean, well, not hundreds, but we've had like so many different guests, like whether it's a sound check or whether it's an episode where it's like, for the longest time, we were like, no, we're doing all this for free, obviously. Like, you know,
Right.
it just seemed like it was just our passion. It was like a fun, like hobby, you know? And then eventually we were like, okay, actually, it would be kind of nice to do this full time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Yeah.
let's figure out a way to make some money. And it's such a difficult lane to go down because you're trying to balance both, right? Like there's a lot of things that you want to do that are going to cost you money. And there's a lot of opportunities out there where you can do things to generate money, and like finding that balance of like,
Yup.
because you don't want to turn into that either. You don't want to be all business. You know what I mean? Like you want to let your creativity flow, and like you don't want to, you know, say no to opportunities because you're not getting paid essentially or whatever.
That was one of the things I really like took keen like a look into. I was like, wow, like I appreciated the fact that when I reached out the first time, you guys like, hey, we have like this feed, boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh wow, like okay. That's something I want to come back to, because just moving with that level of structure is something that at that time I wasn't moving with exactly with all of my ventures, but now it's like, okay, boom. So like now I hit you back and I'm like, all right, like moving forward, if this is something that I want to do, I'm ready for that now.
But yeah, dude, when you hit me back, I was like, thank God, this is going to be a really good one. And then I was like thinking, I'm like, why don't we just do a fucking trade? Because he dude is so good at photography. Like it just makes sense, you know? Yeah. And you do work with the Jags as well, right?
Yes, sir. So I am a freelancer for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
How did that come about?
Let me see. It was 2023, and I was starting to see like some people do things with them, and I was like, it was one of my goals really. I wanted to work with them. I wanted to be with those people, like the Aaron Berkshires, the Karams, and I was like, how am I gonna do it? So I was just posting my work, and then I had a client who did like a 7-on-7, and he knew one of the representatives from the Jaguars, and he shared it on his Facebook, and then that representative texted me or like emailed me, got in contact with me, I can't really remember. Yeah. And was like, hey, we need somebody to cover like some high school stuff. If this goes well, we'll, you know, follow up with more opportunities. And crushed it. They liked it. And we just been kicking it ever since. You know, signed a contract. We in there.
There we go. There we go. I know that feels good, right?
Yeah, seeing that for the first time, I was like, wow, like I'm there.
Yeah, you can make this shit happen.
It's a good time to get into with the whole like, you know, stadium being renovated and stuff like that. Like I know you were mentioned before that they're already moving you into a new office building and stuff. That's dope. Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think, how many years have you done that with the Jags? I think you told us earlier, but
I think it was going on 2 or 3, because I believe it was 2023 and it's 2026, so about 2 or 3 years.
So now. He put up with a couple of shitty seasons. He deserves to give my boy a couple wins. You know, last year was a good one as well. But have you always been a Jags fan? Was that kind of like a cool moment for you, kind of like hometown hero type of vibe?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I was a kid, my dad like loved football, so like I grew up in the Ray Lewis kind of era, so I loved like that. So when I got phased out, I was like, dang, like what happened to the game I love? Yeah. But I've always been a Jaguars fan, and this has been super cool being able to go to the games, be with some of the players and stuff like that. So
what's something that you kind of learned early on about this photography game, man, that you could kind of pitch for someone else like to save some time, bro? Because I'm sure I could write a damn book about things that people could do better with podcasting and shit. I wish I did differently, but in the photography world, it's so foreign for us. Like, what is something that, you know, a lot of people kind of struggle with in the early phases?
I say just not believing enough. Like, you don't really need as much as you think you do, because if I with like a $200 Walmart camera was able to get in the studio with John Cabana and crush it and do all those other things, like you don't really need the $1 million budgets. You don't need a lot of people. You just need an opportunity. So really just staying ready, understanding your why. Because if you understand why you're doing it, you won't be as susceptible to people trying to mislead you or misguide you, whether that be on purpose or not intentionally. Because it happened to myself a little bit. I've seen it happen to other people's where you're going so hard, you get blinded, and then other people see that and they're like, okay, they'll just throw money at you. Yeah, and it's like, if you understand why you're doing it, you won't really, like, money won't even be an issue. You're just like, okay, that's a principle at that point.
One thing that you're very good at is creating a brand around your photography, which, and you mentioned Aaron Berkshire earlier, he does a great job with this as well, where, like, all of his photos, like, he has an aesthetic, and so do you. Like, on your gram, like, you go on there and you can scroll through, it's, like, the same aesthetic, but all the photos are different. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's, like, different scenes and different things. Like, I've seen you do streetwear shit before. Like, you post things where it's, like, you know, like you said, like the Jaguar stuff, the athletic stuff, but then even like your own personal brand where you're doing different things. And it's so cool to like maintain that. You know what I mean? Is that through like presets and stuff? Like, how do you create an identity with photography?
I feel like it's just understanding like how I go about my creation and then saying, okay, like, how do I want to do it today? Really, because I find a lot of inspiration from a lot of different things, but I keep to my, like, how I do, like how I showed you guys how I edit those photos. Like that system is like, it has to stay the same. For sure. So just keeping everything inside that system and then figuring out, okay, if I want to create this look, how would I go about it? And then, okay, I seen this look on Instagram, you know, and just using those inspirations to, you know, shape where the content goes.
Do you have any like dream brands or dream creators that you'd want to work with?
Dream creators.
nowadays, dude, there's like YouTubers, they've got like 5 photographers like following them around, you know what I mean? Like they'll be doing like the Nelk Boys or like any of these guys. I'm probably dating myself by saying the Nelk Boys, but
No,
like,
I have no idea.
You have no idea who the Nelk Boys are? Fuck, dude. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna shut up for the next 15 minutes. But no, like there's certain guys where I follow them on Instagram and like they'll have their videographer like filming them, and then they'll have like 2 photographers like taking them, like behind the scenes and shit. Especially you see it in like the concert space. You know, like artists will go and perform a show and they've got like 5 personal photographers like following them around or whatever. Is there anyone where you'd like to be, you know, any dream
I'm
guy?
not sure. Like for me, like with my personal self, I'm moving towards like being the actual person in that spotlight. So for example, March 28th, there's a concert here with the artist Kilo Cho.
Okay.
And I'll have a hired photographer and a camera out. So like they'll be getting content of myself. But as far as like other influencers or creators, I'm not sure. I'm just really looking forward to getting some brand deals going, like potentially like some Fashion Nova deals, Doc Martens, you know what I'm saying?
There we go. The Doc Martens are
Boy,
tough.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, stuff like that, really.
So you would hire a photographer to take pictures of you taking pictures of Kilo Cho?
No. So I'm actually let me backtrack. So on my YouTube channel, I did a cinematic vlog for the Jaguars versus Bills game. Okay. And that's me like just interacting with fans, like walking around as an influencer.
I remember this. I saw this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that same thing again at the concert to just show people like, okay, I'm not just
behind the camera.
Like I'm an actual influencer. I create content. I just do multimedia service providing like as well.
Got you. Okay, so it's like as a creator, you almost want to do work where you're the face as well, which that's super interesting. Is that a difficult transition? Trying to like let somebody else kind of, because for you, it's like when you're behind the camera, you can paint your vision. You know what I mean? Like you have full control. And I'm sure you're still editing a lot of this stuff anyway, but like, is it almost a little bit different where you're like letting someone else get those angles for you and like trust them with your process a little bit?
I wouldn't say so, because the way that I operate, say for example, I hired you guys as my camera ops. I would provide you guys with detailed shot lists so that you go into it with a very detailed understanding of what to get, what freedom you have to kind of freestyle. So, and then I'll be the one editing it too. So it wouldn't really be too difficult as long as I make the right hire and I understand who I'm, putting in my circle.
Yeah, 100%.
Who are your inspirations? I'm like, I follow a lot of like photographers and stuff, and I'm thinking of like Xavier Luggage and stuff. Like, you know who Xavier Luggage is?
I don't actually.
Fire. You ought to look him up. You're kind of like style that you were taking earlier. Like who's somebody that you're like, that style is like what I'm like inspired by?
I say I really don't find a lot of my inspo within the field. I find it from just like the things that I watch. Like I look at artists like Lareezy from Louisiana, LaRussell from LA. I look at their content and then just a lot of other creators just in general. And I'll look at their stuff and I'm like, that is dope as hell. How can I put that into what I do? Like different colors, different textures and stuff like that. So that's really where I find a lot of my inspo, and then the things that I grew up on, like just different music, different influencers and stuff like that.
What are some of your big goals? Like how do you kind of keep yourself hungry in this game?
Really just like I self-assess a lot. Like I journal a lot and I write down the things that I'm doing, and I say like goal-wise, just transitioning from full-time service provider to, okay, now I'm really doing influencing and that's what I'm known for. So just like doing the research that's necessary for people to understand that's what I'm doing, and then also funding that myself, really.
What was the hardest photography job that you got? Or just like content job in general? Like, have you ever had somewhere you're like, okay, this is going to be a mission to get done?
You ain't got to
It's ironic. It's ironic. It was just the podcasting space, really, because I worked with some podcast clients and they were really great. But at that time, I didn't notice it wasn't what I wanted to do. So going back and editing all of that footage and doing that stuff like to the standard I wanted to, it was like,
oh, trust me. Oh, brother, you're preaching to like a choir right now, dude. Oh, yeah.
So
that's funny. Like beforehand, I was like, we were kind of chatting about it a little bit. And I was like, putting some feelers out there. I was like, how do you like, editing, podcasts ever? I was like, how do you like editing video footage or whatever? I'm like, we're looking for one. So, but I could understand, bro. It's such a fucking bitch, man. It's just because podcasts are so long form. That's the thing. And like for us, it's like, I'm always so picky about like everything looking a certain way. Yep. And in that long form content, man, it's like it gets old after a minute, bro. Because an hour long podcast, people don't think about it, but it's not like you're just sitting there you just have to sit there for an hour and edit it. Like it's really a 3-4 hour process.
Yes,
bro. Just before you even get into the first 5 seconds, you're like editing lighting and making titles look good, and it's a bitch. But I mean, it's worth it in the end.
Definitely is. And I had to really just understand that was something I didn't like, because like I was saying, the clientele, they were great. They were very like workable, cooperative, and it was something at the age of, I think, like 17. I just didn't know I didn't like it. So I had to maneuver through that, and then being able to articulate that was something I had to grow to be able to do. But now I feel like through those experiences in that field and other fields, I've grown to be able to articulate, okay, this isn't my field, this is my field, and how to work within the fields that I work in.
It's cool because you're young. So, like, you kind of grew up through the phase of, like, algorithms and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, when me and Hayden were your age, like, Instagram had, like, 4 filters. There wasn't videos, you know, or maybe not even, like, you know, maybe not even. I
I'll
mean,
never forget. There's like the same 5, like,
I was going to say,
filters.
yeah, like, from what I remember, it was, like, the only thing you could do is just, like, post a square image and then pick your 5 filters or one of the 5, you know what I mean? And that's, like, everyone used the same filter, bro. It was so ugly. And, but now, like, it's cool because, like, for me and Hayden, we had to, like, kind of adjust as Instagram and, like, all these accounts kind of, like, or all these platforms, like, adjusted to the algorithm base and, like, adding videos and stuff. And, like, but you kind of probably came up during that era where you already knew about algorithms. Like, you were like, when you're hopping on the gram just to, like, chat with your friends, like, there's already algorithms and shit kind of, like, hitting you. It seems like you've kind of gotten a good grip on, like, working with the algorithm and, like, finding content that works. I mean, everything that you do, it's got good numbers on it, you know?
Yeah.
How did you kind of, like, master that? Is there any, like, tips that you have for just, like, getting more viral content but still staying true to yourself?
Yeah, it's actually something that I'm researching at the moment and will be turning it into a course or just something that I teach, but it's understanding SEO and UCGs. So SEO is search engine optimization, and that's basically saying that you can take your content or whatever you create, but just packaging it and delivering it in a way that performs within the search engines that it's going to be in. So that'll be Instagram, Google, Safari, stuff like that. So within my post on my personal page, you'll see every time I post fit pics now, there's text on the screen: how to style monochrome, how to style analogous colors. It's the same things I would typically post. Now I just to make someone stop on their scroll, put text on it and things of that nature, and then understanding how to do hooks, and then sequence videos that retain attention and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then UCGs to just user generated content. So any way that you can get a community to come behind, whether that's commenting, hashtags, stuff like that.
For sure. Just, like, things that drive engagement, basically.
Yep.
It's interesting because you also do, like, merch and stuff too,
Yeah.
which is, like, it's not, I mean, it's not weird. It's just, like, it's random because, like, a lot of people when they're like mostly like a media guy or whatever, they don't really, there's not a personal brand behind it, you know, like a lot of these big photographers, like, they've got, like, their, you know, some of them just have their normal name, but some of them have, like, their kind of, like, their brand that they're pushing, but it's like, you don't have merch, and even if you did have merch, I don't want to fucking buy it, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I don't take pictures, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to wear the merch of, like, the dude that's behind the camera, but, like, for you, you've, like, built this, like, I don't even want to say community, but you've built this, like, brand around like just yourself, and it's a very difficult thing to do. And me and Hayden have actually been trying to do better about that lately, like building our personal brand, because for the longest time, like, our personal brand was just the pod.
Right.
I would just collab on whatever pictures or videos I was in with the podcast, and you go onto my page and it's just like following the pod. You just see only the content I'm in, and it works if you're trying to just, like, pull followers from the podcast to your personal, but if you actually want to, it's, like, almost more beneficial to create your own personal brand. And then you've got, like, 2 separate lanes where you're pulling people in from that and then showing them to the pod, you know? And you've done a great job with that, bro. I just got to salute you. Like, it's so difficult to do because there's so many ways you can go, right? Like,
Facts.
as for me, it's like, I've got all I really care about is a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, outside of, like, you know, the main stuff, but it's like, what do I do? Like, I love food, so I'll do a food review. You know what I mean? Or, like, I love surfing, so I'll post, like, a surfing video or something. Or, like, you know, like I said, we're in Florida, so we've got a million things we can take little short clips of us doing in Florida. But that's been, like, the biggest struggle is, like, building, like, an actual, like, I don't even want to say fan base, but, like, kind of, you know what I mean, around yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And not connecting it with the pod, you know?
Yeah,
and
that
for
was
you,
the biggest thing I had to figure out was, like, how am I gonna, like, split it? Because for the longest I had my photography account and I had, like, a personal account. And on my personal account, I post, like, fit pics and stuff like that. And on my other account, it'll just be everything creative. So for the longest, I didn't have really too many creative things on there. But then I started doing the modeling thing. I started doing clothing. So I'm like, what is this?
Oh, so you model as well?
Yeah.
Who do you model for?
So I'm not with any agency right now. I'm still getting, like, discovered and stuff like that. I'm being really meticulous with it because I want to really direct that path. But I'm really just doing it for myself.
Nice.
So, like, I've had, like, it was a Brazilian brand for Doc Martens. They've kind of reached out, and I've had a couple other brands reach out. But really just trying to keep that really niched until I develop everything.
100%.
I was gonna ask, like, I kind of deal with this myself, where this podcast is kind of evidence of it. I'm creative for other people.
Yeah.
I'm not good about being creative for myself, and you're obviously bridging that gap now, trying to, you know, be more of a creative. And what's that like, and how's that transition been since going from working almost for others to then working on your own craft?
Yeah.
It's kind of different, because that's something that I struggle with. Like, how's that been?
I feel like it's me getting back to my roots, because when I first started, that's what I like to do. I like to do day in the life content. Like, I've been doing day in the life since like 2022, 2023. So I had to step away from it personally, because that's what I was doing first. Yep. And then I was like, oh, I can make a business out of this. So I started doing it for others. And I was like, all right, let me come back to myself now that I understand I can fund it. So that's really, it wasn't really too hard. Just really getting back to myself.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of dicey though, man. It's like Hayden said, it's like you're kind of, when you're doing a job for someone else, they have a vision too. So it's like easy. You just kind of fall in line with whatever their kind of vibe is. But with yourself, you got to kind of like build that and figure out what that is, you know? What kind of things are you into outside of like just being a creative and like photography and stuff like that?
It's really a lot. Like, I got into skating recently. I'm really into music, fashion, aesthetics.
You got into skating?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I'm rocking with it.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's a bitch at first, bro. And like just the basics. It's so hard to learn the basics, but once you get that, it's like riding a bike, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I just got my ollies down, so you know, I'm trying to get up in the kick flips and
do you ever go to the parks or anything?
I'm at the Riverside Park like
bro.
like at least twice a week.
Really? Yeah, see, that's a good park to start off at, man.
Yeah.
When we were younger, I got into skating like super heavy. I know you did too, like at a young age, but like, bro, I remember being like 15 or something, and the only park at the beaches was this like shitty like empty pool in Atlantic Beach. Just like picture like a fucking big ass pool.
Y'all was doing drop-ins in a pool?
Well, I mean, I've literally never even got like good enough to fucking do a drop-in in the
so
pool.
scared.
It was huge. Like, it was like a huge spot, and so it was like you couldn't really learn shit. You know what I mean? Like for us, like skating was like, oh let me get a penny board. You know what I mean? Like cruise around like a penny, you know, and just like do that whole thing. And then, but nowadays, bro, there's so many skate parks all around. Like, I would love to get back into it. It's just, I know my body wouldn't handle it, bro. Like, a couple bad falls, like, I've had them. I've had, like, the bad ones, you know, where you're like, I'm quitting. I'm completely done with this. And it only takes a few for me. Yeah. We need to get your ass into, like, surfing or something, bro. Like, you would love, if you like skating, then you would like being out there in the ocean and, like, being able to try shit and not worry about getting hurt. Yeah. Like, I don't know, that was my biggest downfall, was, like, learning to skate was, like, I didn't want to try anything that was going to put me out of commission. You know, and like, bro, I would avoid anything fucking crazy. I would just like the basic shit. Literally. Yeah, I was never. How were you at skating? Were you ever decent?
Nah, I tore my ACL like 3 times and blew out my knee. That I'm so injury prone. I stopped doing it. You have to learn how to fall in a way. Yeah, I love snowboarding. You can kind of you got the plush snow.
Yeah, I've seen like, snowboarding. It looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, but you have to be like. You got to know how to fall, and I'm a clumsy fuck, so I can't do it. Like,
I'm the same way. And then you mentioned music as well. What kind of music are you rocking with right now? What's the playlist look like?
Okay, so we got a lot of Smino. We got it's a lot of variants. So you can go like chill, like Smino, a lot of like Brent, but then you can also go like Montana 700, Kodak. It's the whole spectrum for real.
See, Kodak fell off for me, man.
I want to ask about this because this was a funny conversation we had. 2016, 2017 was when we graduated. 2016 will forever be like my favorite music year. My favorite, like that was junior year of high school, like the year before it all. And you said it was possibly your favorite year.
That is the best year ever.
Like, he was in 5th grade. I don't remember what I was doing in like 5th or 6th grade, but that's crazy.
Exactly
like,
what I was doing.
What about 2016 was it for you?
It was like the smell of the air. I don't know. It was something about it. Like, I remember like summer of that like time period, just sitting playing 2K, listening to music, vibing with the guys. Like, it was just a vibe. And then like, I don't know what happened after that. Like 2018, 19 hit, and it was just like, what is this?
I always want to ask because everybody says the same thing. It's like you see it on threads and like tweets and stuff. Like 2016 was the year for like it's mostly like hip hop. That was like a big jumping
and then
thing.
Sneaker culture, fashion was lit. It was like so many things to be interested in. And like it was just so many, like gaming was lit, fashion was lit, music was lit, like everything was popping.
Everybody's getting out of jail that we were waiting on to get out of jail. And like I'm a big Gucci Mane fan. When Gucci got out of jail, he hates this. I won't put him on blast who he prefers over Gucci, but
it's not Jeezy, is it?
No, it's not Jeezy. It's worse.
What's worse? But yeah, it's funny to hear that you remembered 2016 as one of the best years, because that's how I feel. That's forever like a highlight in my life. And you're a few years younger than us, and when he said that was the best year for him, I'm like, what?
I know. I was like, that was so surprising, because I feel like it was crazy because everyone started doing the 2016 trend when it was like, because it's 10-year anniversary. Like this year, like a couple months ago, people were doing like the 2016 like trend, and you look at the music, bro, and I was like, oh yeah, ASAP was a fucking dog at that time, bro. Like,
I didn't have any photos to post because it was that lit of a year. I didn't have shit. I didn't have content. Like,
no, it was times were simpler back then. There was no worries. That was like the thing, is like your junior year of high school, you don't give a fuck about anything, and you're just like enjoying life.
Pre-COVID.
You know, for you definitely don't give a fuck about anything. You don't gotta get a job. Yeah, exactly. You don't got a fucking job. You're gonna worry about driving nowhere.
I'm worried about playing a video game and get my grades in. I'm chilling.
100%, bro. But yeah, that was a good point, because it was, that year was so iconic. And then 2017, it's like the Jags had their crazy run, and it was just, COVID was not a thought in that. You're like, a COVID, you know, I mean, somewhere to tell you about COVID, you're like, okay, yeah, good luck, COVID. Right? You know what I'm saying? Which it's fun to think about.
I was gonna ask, Jacksonville's an interesting, like, you know, city, and in the industry that you're in, do you see yourself thriving outside of the city? Because I know that, you know, a lot of people go, you know, over LA, Hollywood, you know, trying to expand their brand. Like, do you foresee yourself doing that? Are you trying to stay, you know, local to your own community? Or
so one of my goals is I'm gonna like be remote here, but then I'm also gonna contract in like LA, like Texas, all of those places, because like I've already contracted in Seattle, Tennessee, like already. So it's like it's already happening for me. So but I definitely want to stay here. Like, I love Jax. Like,
this is home base.
Yeah, like I see myself when I'm older, like getting a spot downtown, looking at the view. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro.
Yeah. I see you as a streamer. That's a random.
I do stream.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got a good personality, and like I can. As soon as you start, once that camera came on, I was like, damn, that personality showed up. I could totally see you being like a good ass streamer. I have to check it out.
What games you playing right now?
My rotation stays the same pretty much. It's like Warzone and Madden. Like,
oh, dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you stream Madden? Yeah. Bro, let's do a stream, bro.
Shit,
I'll give you some.
We want to get into it. I was gonna ask you.
I got a whole gaming like a ENT page. It's like clips. Like, I did some unboxings. I got Madden clips. I'm gonna be doing reactions and stuff too. So
okay, hell yeah, because that's a lane we're trying to explore a little bit. Streaming is like so foreign to us, bro. Like, when streaming came out, like we were still trying to figure out Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So like don't even get it started with streaming. But now that it's gotten so big, like in the clip farming and like all these different things you can do, I was like,
the IRL streams, like I thought it was only gaming at one point, but now it's like these people are just rolling around like Hong Kong,
$30,000 in their backpack.
Speed's little run right now is nuts. Like, that man is. He's probably rich. He could stop streaming. I think that's what Kai's doing, right? He just gave up. He's doing his fashion shit. He's like, I made enough money. I'm good.
Yeah,
I want to be like that.
The streaming world, it seemed for a while like the Wild Wild West, and now it's starting to like kind of come around. Yeah. Like, you got your dogs in the community.
Yeah.
I would love to like check out someone else's streaming setup and see how they roll and be a guest on their shit, and then branch into doing our own thing. Because in reality, I think what would be really cool is doing like exactly what we're doing right now, but we, instead of just recording it, editing it, and putting it out as like a polished final product, we just stream for like 4 or 5 hours and like invite you for a little bit, invite someone else back, hey, bring a pizza, you know what I mean?
Just
and
chill,
like,
kick back,
fuck around, like turn Madden on the TV and like just sit here, like shoot the shit, you know
like
what I mean?
A photo
like,
shoot would have been cool, like just like stream, shoot the shit, like jam out,
and something like that where it's like more, because nowadays like the issue is, how do you push out more content? Like, there's a million podcasts, right? But it's really a game of content. Like, who's pushing out more shit? Who's doing more behind the scenes? Who's doing more like outside the studio type of shit?
Yep.
And that's a lane where if you get into streaming, I mean, dude, we can go eat a fucking sandwich and stream it. You know what I mean? And like, you might only have 10 people on there, but like, it's still, you're building that you're giving them something to like, you know,
take in. The thing I like about streaming is it's like it gives you so many opportunities to like capture and take advantage of a moment, because say if you're streaming to like 13 concurrent viewers, those 13 people see it live. But then if you have the skills enough to go, okay, edit that in an SEO way, that could take the 13 people who've seen it and multiply that by 100,000 if you do it correctly. And if you develop a system for that, you got a gold mine right there.
100%,
so it's like, I really
100%.
like that system of you know, taking the live moment, clipping it, and then, you know, letting it run.
The only thing that is kind of scary about that lane is like once you do it, it's out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you see a lot of streamers fall like victim to that, where like they do something stupid on a stream, or like they get canceled. Like they'll say something stupid on a stream where like maybe because like we're all friends, like maybe we all just like fuck around about something and we make a little joke. We think it's like something funny, but like low key they didn't think it was funny.
And somebody clipped it and
yeah, you finished the stream and you're already going viral on social media, man. And you've seen it happen with a ton of people. Do you try to be aware of that when you're on stream?
Yeah. So I keep it real low key right now. So like I obviously tell the people that I'm like gaming with, like, okay, I'm streaming and like I do have certain contracts. It's like certain stuff I can't do. But definitely very conscientious of like my image and stuff like that. But I definitely let my personality shine.
Good. Do you stream or do you watch a lot of streamers as well?
Not as much as you would think. I'm kind of getting into it. Like I was watching earlier today. It's this dude named Playful. He plays like MLB and stuff. Like,
okay.
Because the new MLB I think just came out or something like that.
Okay.
And he's like really good. So I watch him. Reggie, Tylell.
Here's one thing that is, I think the reason that I don't watch a ton of streamers is because if I'm gonna watch you play a game, I'd rather just play the fucking game. You know what I mean? And that's my issue. That's why, to be honest, when streaming first came out, I kind of was like boomer hater, you know what I mean? Like fucking, like I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Until I saw like that people actually really cared about it. I was like, I'm not gonna watch you play Madden. I will never do that. I can't even stand like if it's me, you, and Joey like chilling at the house and like two of y'all are playing Madden and I have to sit back and watch. I'm like, fuck, dude. Yeah. Like I want to play the game, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's more so for people. It like takes. It's just like watching TV. Like a lot of people, it's like for them, like for us, we would just turn on TV. Yeah. You know what I mean? But for y'all, you're like, no, I want to hear this dude's personality.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get into. Like, I feel like I can't watch every streamer. That's why I don't really watch a lot of streams. But when I find people that have like genuine personalities that are like cool, I can watch them do whatever. Yeah. Because it's like, I know they're going to be like genuinely themselves, genuinely cool.
Would you ever want to do like an IRL stream? Like go to the Jags game and like stream that? I know you did like content where you walked around at the Jags game, whatever.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it and I've been putting some pieces together because I feel like that's like the most advantageous way because you can get like people around you while in real life are gonna see you, the people on the stream are gonna see you, the people scroll like so that's probably like the most lucrative way to do it.
Do you feel like it's kind of head ass though, like having a dude follow you around with a camera? Like that's
that's low key like
a flex.
OC, like that's
true.
Like, true. I rock. If I see somebody walking with a cameraman, I'm like, who that is?
Yeah, no, true.
That's so true.
But sometimes it's like we've even done things before where like we try to get me, you, or Hayden like holding the camera, like getting some behind the scenes clips, and I'm like, I almost feel like I'm invading like this dude's personal space. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, damn, this person has to be on camera.
We live
like
in a world of media where you just
I know
you got to do it like
100%.
If you miss that moment, like
and me personally, I fell in love with just like being myself outside. So like I'll go to like Memorial Park, set a tripod up with a whole camera stand, microphone, and I'll just be chilling. Yeah, so it's like for me, it's really nothing.
What kind of content do you want to get into that you haven't done yet?
I won't say it's like really any that I haven't got into yet because I'm like in the process of doing it, but really building out that tutorial niche, like the education niche, because there's a lot of cool stuff that I do and people are interested in it, but it's like no one is really in this community from what I can see teaching people like clearly how to do it. So like I already got some Photoshop tutorials up, fashion tutorials up, so just digging deeper into that really and seeing how far I can go with it.
Are you on School?
What
School, the Alex Hormozy thing. Have you seen that? I'll send it to you. I feel like you'd probably get a lot of value out of that.
I'm like School. I just graduated.
Well, no. So it's SKOOL. And Alex Hormozy, this like huge. He's like he's kind of like similar to like a Gary Vee type of guy. Like he just teaches you how to go viral and stuff like that. He started. He's got a ton of businesses, but he started this thing called School, where you basically go on there and it's like teaches you how to be a teacher. It's like technically like a school. Like you create, you get people that are like very good at their niche, and they go on and teach people, and it like gives you a platform to like sell membership subscriptions where people can like you just got to put out a video for them to like learn. Or I see a lot of people that do where it'll be like buy my course. I don't know if you've ever seen those. It'll be like buy my course for like Alex Eubank does it now. He's like a big fitness influencer guy, and like he used to be big on just like making videos of him flexing and shit and like lifting heavy weight. But now he does like videos where he's teaching like fitness influencers to be an influencer. You know what I mean? Like don't just post you lifting weights, like give us some lifestyle shit. And I've seen he's made a freaking killing off it. I don't know if he's specifically on School, but that's kind of the format. You know what I mean? I'll send you the link. I feel like you get a lot of value out of that. I've even thought about doing it for the pod, like just teaching people how to like be a host. But I know that like a lot of people probably think that I'm the most talented person. I know most of y'all probably think I'm like, God, but in reality, like I don't know. I think there's so much more that I have to learn.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think there's always, everyone can still learn shit with their field, but give it a couple years, like really master some shit. Maybe follow like another like couple school creators and see what kind of shit they're posting about, and then get into that lane myself. But you crush on there, bro.
I feel like it'd be cool with like the tutorial stuff. Like once you kind of find you probably have your own style pieces, and if you kind of like promote those, you're kind of almost like marketing yourself because you're promoting people to try your style.
Yeah, you feel me?
And in a way, it's kind of like that Virgil. Like Virgil liked the knockoff version shit because it basically validated his craft.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's a cool thought. Like I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I think that there's certain things that I've learned through trial and error and through making mistakes where I'm like, I want you to make a mistake. Like I want like I don't want someone to have the easy route where I'm like it's direct competition. Like essentially you would be giving free game to a next photographer coming to steal your job. You know what I mean? And nowadays, dude, like every community is so saturated. Like it's almost better to be like that plug for free game as opposed to being like just a dog that kind of gatekeeps everything that you know.
It's so interesting that you bring that topic up because like this is something that I watch happen in real time. So when I was a freshman going into my sophomore year in high school, there really wasn't too many people my age that was like, okay, I want to be a sports photographer. I want to do sports media. But I feel as though through the work that I did and a couple others in the space, like it shot up like crazy here in the high school community. So not trying to take credit for everything, no. But like I definitely
we get it. You started the trend for high school photographers. Okay, Chris,
I definitely had a hand in it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But like I watched the market get crazy saturated. So now you look like there's 3-4 photographers at every school. But the thing about it now is not everyone knows like the industry standard stuff. So it's like I was like, wait, okay, now everyone has the equipment, but like how am I gonna separate myself in this saturated market? So then I was like, all right, let me take a step back.
Yeah.
And start doing stuff that like let me get back to me because that's what really was putting me over the edge. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me market myself in this way instead of, this as like a regular photographer.
One thing that I had to learn was like the community over competition thing with this podcast is like when you first get into any market, you almost see someone that's doing the same thing as you and you think of them as immediate competition. It's just like with anything, you know what I mean? It's like you almost, regardless of if you guys are like, working together, whatever the case may be, you want to have better content than the next person.
Right.
I mean, like as a pod, like we always want to put out better episodes than our direct competition. But what you come to realize is like when you start building a community, there's actually so many things from that person that you could learn yourself to make your show better. And like, yeah, maybe they take some free game from you in exchange, but like together you are so much stronger. You elevate yourselves quicker when you like get together. I mean, dude, there's so many podcasts where it was like, I would like watch them from the city, you know what I mean? And you kind of like keep a bird's eye view on like your competition or whatever. But until I actually started like working with a lot of them, like I remember we did a collab with RAOP when we went to their studio and recorded, and they came here and like shout out Amp and all of them. And like, there's so much game I took from them where I was like, damn, y'all got a little like operation over here, bro. Like, it's just kind of builds inspiration more than like direct competition in a way.
Yeah.
But do we got anything else we need to promote for these people, man? What do we got going on in your life? Like what's new coming up?
I just say stay on the lookout for June. I got some stuff dropping in June.
Damn, don't hold your breath though. Jesus Christ. Y'all stay through the next 4 months. We're gonna be ready. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I got something pretty big in the works for June, and then really just stay on the lookout for more personal content, more fashion tips.
Where can they follow you?
So okay, this is gonna be long.
Okay,
it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
But okay, so for my portfolio work, you can find me at 2x.originals. And for my personal content, my fashion and aesthetics, you can find me at 2xwrld and then 3 underscores. For streaming and like entertainment clips, it's 2xent. And then for all my campaigns and stuff, it's just 2x.campaigns.
Wasn't there a 2x.visions one at one point? Or am I tripping?
It was. So 2x originals is now 2x visions. So I rebranded from being just a photographer to like a creative hub.
Got you. I see.
Yeah.
And so what does 2X mean? Where does the 2X come from?
So the 2X comes from when I was in middle school. I played basketball, and I had the number 2. It's like my first year, or I think it was like my second year playing basketball. I had number 2, And I was like, I wanted to represent something. So I was just thinking about myself. And the 2X stands for like me living in two different worlds. So like I'm in the moment right now, but all of my decisions and the way that I think is for the future.
100%. I like that. That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Hayden?
Nah, man, it was dope.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, bro, and sharing your
course.
story.
Thanks for the photo shoot.
You're crushing
That
it.
was dope.
Yeah, you guys stay tuned. I mean, I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, this will be like 2 weeks after we've actually recorded it. I'm sure the pictures will be out. I don't know what your process is for those, but dude, so fire.
Yes,
like, and they're just raw, no edited or anything. I'm like, just send me those. Shit, those are fire. But no, dude. Once again, shout out to you for coming on, bro. And do you have a website or anything? Is there like a merch thing? How we do all that?
Really, all inquiries will be through my social medias. I have a business email and a business phone attached in my bio that you can reach me through there. But yeah, just find me on those socials.
Do you have a streaming handle or anything like that?
Nah, I do, but I'm not really pushing it right now.
Okay, word. Bet. Well, I'm definitely excited to check out these streaming clips,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
And then whenever you want that working, Madden, let me know, brother.
I'm top 1,000 in the world.
Chill,
like,
bro.
I'm talking like,
Chill. We'll see. Do you play on all Madden?
I play Ultimate Team.
Okay.
I play comp. Like, you know, the people who like play for like millions.
Yeah.
I play what they play.
Oh,
I play
okay.
how they play.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm probably gonna get my ass.
Nick don't want the smoke.
I know. I really don't want the smoke because I'm used to playing sorry ass Joey Allen. So that boy.
Put some money on it.
Ooh. Okay. Hayden. Let's not do crazy right now. Okay. Yeah, we'll put some money on it.
Wink, wink.
Hey, man, seriously, appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Y'all,
Thank
it's the
y'all.
OG Sessions Podcast, episode 149, I believe. We are out.
Sure.